Girl, I know my selfish ways be OD, but I just express in ways you don't see. Yeah, and you should know that I'm about you. It just ain't the way to love to show me how to, cause I'm not afraid of breaking all rules. I say what I say, I don't say it to sound cool, and I'm not the type to settle.
Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Maisha Lene. If you're coming back, welcome back. Thank you all for coming back, and just happy that you're here for the third video. Still getting to know me. From this title, this is Dr. Velasco's recovery house video. So this is like a review of my experience in the recovery house and what I went through, and just giving you guys a little heads up on things about what to expect. I want to start from the very beginning and then go all the way to the end. I know if you're hearing that pit patter in the background, that's my dog. She is like walking around, and I try to leave her upstairs, but at this point, winter ain't having it. So you will hear her in the background. She may come up on the couch too, because she likes to be under people. But as I was saying, this video is about Dr. Velasco's recovery house. And yeah, I just want to hop right into it. I know, like, I had did a video before I'm doing this one, and it literally was 2 hours long, and I really don't want it to be as long, so I just want to just get straight to the point. So if it feels like I'm rushing, it's because I want to say everything that happened from beginning to end, but I want to fit it all in one video where it's only like an hour long. So let me hop into it. So I want to start with how I actually got my quote and what my quote was and things like that. As I did in my second video. If you haven't looked at the second and first video, I would want you to go look at those videos first, because the first video is about the supplies and things like that which you would need to bring with you. And then the second video is about my 3-month post-op and what my body looks like and who my doctor was. So if you're looking at this video first, you may be a little bit confused about it. So just go watch the first and second video first and then come back to this one. So how I got my quote was, once I did everything with my doctor, I booked, I made I booked my date, I secured my date, I booked my flight information. As I'm doing all of that, once everything was all said and done, they asked would I be staying at the recovery house. Now, Dr. Velasco has a recovery house for his patients. Anybody could go to his recovery house. Even if you went to another doctor, you'll be able to still go to his recovery house because it's a recovery house, period. But he does have a recovery house like for himself. It's run by his wife and his family members. And of course, they have nurses and things like that work for them, but his wife is the one that really runs it, and that's who, if you don't speak to one of the coordinators there, you may speak to her. And Dr. Velasco, he comes to the recovery house, and he makes sure he checks on his patients. When they're having salsa night, he comes and he stays, and he eats with everybody during salsa night, takes pictures and things like that. So it's family run. So they asked me if I'm going to be staying in the recovery house. I said yes, because of course I'm from New York. I'm going to be all the way in another country in Colombia. I can't just get on a plane right after surgery and come home. I have to stay out there. So I did book the recovery house with them. I wanted to stay with my doctor. I know they have, I think her name is Imez Recovery House. I know she has a good recovery house that some of the dolls was talking about when I was at Dr. Velasco's recovery house. But if I'm getting surgery with my doctor, I will stay in my doctor's recovery house. That's just me, and not sure how anybody else will go. So I said yes. So they gave me the contact information for the recovery house once I booked my surgery date. So it's a totally different price. Like, it's not included in the price once you book your surgery. So just to let you guys know that it is a separate price. So I got in contact with them. So they have a private room, which is $90 a night, and they have a double room, which is $70 a night. At the time I booked my surgery, they did not have any private rooms available because they have like 2 or 3 private rooms as opposed to double rooms and triple rooms. So at the time they didn't have a private room. I did have to do a double room. I wasn't going to do a triple room because I'm not about to be in a room with 4 or 3 other people, and it's still COVID. I work in a hospital. I'm not going to risk myself getting COVID and having to stay out there longer. Like, I did not want to spend extra money if I didn't have to, catching COVID or making sure anything was going to mess up my date. So I did a double room, which is only one other person. And I'm like, okay, that may be better for me, because I'm like, at least if anything does happen, I know where it came from. I know what's going to happen. I know how many people I'm sharing a room with. I'll do a double. So I did a double at the time, which was $70. So what's that? $20 cheaper than what you would get in a private room. So, hey, I booked it for 16 days because you have to fly out 2 days before your surgery date. So I did book it for 2 extra days. So I stayed out there 16 nights. So my surgery was supposed to be on a Tuesday. I actually think I did it for 3 days because I came in on a Saturday. They don't work on Sunday. Monday I had to do blood work and everything. And then my surgery date was on Tuesday. So that's how that worked out. So in actuality, I actually left like a day or 2 earlier than what I was supposed to, because you're supposed to stay for 14 days after your surgery. So, yeah, so they told me it would be $70. I told them when I was supposed to be going out there. So I did it, I was thinking 2 days before, and, they gave me the dates, they gave me the price. The price was $14.90 for all 16 days. That doesn't include supplies or anything, because your supplies and everything is with Dr. Velasco when you book. They provide the supplies that you'll need for surgery. They also supply supply the medical, like the medication and things like that. That's all with your surgery. So you don't get that with the package when you're booking your room, but they do charge extra, like just in case you need anything else. They do charge an extra fee for that. So it may be a little bit more than what you're calculating. Once you're like, all right, it's $70. Let me calculate how much it is. It may be a little bit more. You're thinking it's taxes or something? No, they're just charging you a little extra just in case like you need anything extra. It's on your bill. You don't have to put in extra money once you get there. Now, whatever price they're giving you, that's it. That's the price. It's set in stone. The only time you will have to pay extra is if you're going to be staying extra days and you want to stay longer, or in any case something happened, like one of my roommates, her hemo dropped dramatically and she had to stay an extra week, so she had to pay an extra week. If you're staying extra days, you're definitely going to be paying. I mean, with anything that you do, if you're doing something extra, then you're going to be paying extra. Yeah, so once everything was set in stone, they do want a copy of your passport and a copy of your flight information. Now, they want to make sure that, of course, just like when you're booking for your surgery date, they want to make sure that you're actually coming. They don't want to book for somebody that's hesitant, and now that's wasting a day that somebody could have came and stayed in the house and stayed there on those dates. So they do ask for that information just to make sure everything is set in stone with the doctor, as well as you're actually coming. So I did send them that information. Anytime I needed to communicate with them, I communicated with them through WhatsApp. WhatsApp is safe. From booking with the doctor and booking with this recovery house, everything is done through WhatsApp. So it is safe. I know people ask me that a lot, if it's safe, and are you really speaking to the person? Yes, it's safe. So when you send your flight information, that is given to your driver. You do get a driver that picks you up from the airport and drops you back off at the airport. So your flight information also gets provided to the driver that's going to be picking you up at the airport once you get to Colombia. Now, that was all said and done. This part is what really had me on the iffy side with them, and I mentioned in my second video that The airport situation, going and coming, was the only issues I had with this recovery house, and I'm hopping into it. So, like a week before I was supposed to go to Colombia, I wanted to make sure I was speaking with people at my job about me and surgery and things like that. So someone at my job that always travels, she mentioned to me, you need to do pre-check-in. It's crazy during COVID. Now, around the time that you're going, it may be slow, but you want to make sure you just do everything ahead of time. So she told me, like a week before, make sure everything is all set and done so you could do pre-check-in. So I go online to check my flight information to make sure everything was all set and done and try to do pre-check-in. I had to create an account. I originally booked with Copa Airlines. I know people have heard of them. So Copa, like, they do international flights and things like that. So I booked with Copa Airlines. My ticket was like $500 and something for a round trip. So once I go online to check my ticket says it's canceled. How was my ticket canceled? And I never received the email. I never received anything stating that, oh, it's going to be canceled. We don't have the flight at this time. We're going to be changing your flight. But previously to that, my flight kept changing like months, because I originally booked last year sometime, like the beginning of the year or something like that. And my surgery wasn't until October. So my flight kept changing. I'm like, why does my flight keep changing? Like, I need to leave on this day because they're expecting me at the recovery house on the next day coming there. Plus, I can't change it because I'm already paying for the recovery house. I did have to put down a deposit. The deposit was only $250, which go towards the total price. But I didn't want to have to book another day because I know I'm supposed to be out there an extra day. So whatever, it was canceled. So now I had to request a refund online because they didn't even issue me a refund. I still haven't received the money back from that. And I'm not even fighting it because I'm the type of person where if the money is spent, it's already said and done. And it's bad to be like that, but I'm not a big person on money. Like, I don't stress over money. That's not nothing I do. I've never done it. Money comes and goes. It's not going to make or break me. I can't die with my money. So I'm just like, F it. Now I call because I requested a refund, but I don't want a refund. I want my flight. Like, I need to be able to leave. It's a couple days before I'm supposed to be leaving and I have no flight. Like, what the fuck? The money is said and done. Now that means I got to dip into what I'm bringing to Colombia to pay for another flight. No, I'm not having it. I called them. They're like, oh, there's nothing we can do. We can't give you the money back, nor can we give you another flight. So I end up having to dip into money and get a new flight. So now I book with American Airlines. I booked with American Airlines and the flight was actually cheaper round trip. Going, I had a layover in Miami, but coming home, I had a straight flight home, $300 and something. People always say book closer to the dates that you're going to be leaving as opposed to booking ahead of time. But I'm the type of person where I need to know that my shit is all set in stone and I'm not risking it. So the flight was $300 and something round trip, American Airlines at that. I trust American Airlines. I was iffy about Copa. I don't know Copa. I've never flown Copa, so I was iffy about that. But from what I heard, it's a good airline. I don't know. I was just happy I was booking with American Airlines. Cool. My flight to Miami, cool. I did have to run all the way across the airport just to get to the gate where they was boarding for Cali, Colombia. I ran all the way there because my layover was supposed to be like 40 minutes. And the way that the airplane got, once it landed, it was like right there. So I was like basically last to get on. So once I get to Colombia, I go through immigration. Now, I'm going to say this to you ladies, and I really hope you take this information in because this might help you out a lot once you get there. A lot of people ask if you have to report your money. You do not have to report your money because they're not going in your bag and checking your bag. Your check does go through the conveyor belt, but it's not like they're going to be like, oh, I see money. Now I need to check your bag. No. try to hide it as best as you can. Don't report your money. And I'm going to say this now because when I get into it, you're going to understand. Don't report your money. And then when you're going through immigration, just to let them know what you're coming into the country for, do not say you're coming in the country for surgery. Although Colombia, Cali is where you go to get surgery if you're going to Colombia. This is where all the surgery goes down, from lip fillers, from getting your body done, from getting your teeth done. You would go to Cali, Colombia. But do not tell them you're going there for surgery. Tell them you're going there to be a tourist. It would help you out a lot. Trust me. Me, I didn't know that. I went there and I said I was going for surgery. Now they're asking all these questions. After already standing in a line for a whole hour just to go through immigration, because it's crazy there. They only have like 2 lines open. And there's one for fast track, and then there's like one for you to get through the country for the regular people. So they're looking for tourists. They're looking for people to get. I feel like people in the people in the airport, but from the people in the airport, from the outside police, from the people that's standing there and trying to get girls to give them rides, they're all working together. Trust me. The country's beautiful, but the people are out here trying to make a living. It's a poor country. What we're going out there for surgery is what they make in a year. They think we're rich, and to be honest, we out here working hard for our money just like them. But when I went through immigration, I didn't tell them I was there to be a tourist. I told them I was there to get surgery. Now she's asking me all these questions. Well, where are you staying? What's the address? I can't let you go until I know the address. What surgery are you getting? Why are you asking me these questions? You're supposed to say, what are you in the country for? Okay, check my stuff, make sure that it's fine, push me through. No, she wouldn't even let me leave until she got an address, which I was like wary about, because I'm like, why are you asking me for an address? Are you going to be trying to follow us to where we got to go to try to rob us? Because things like that happen. And I'm not trying to be some dumb chick out here getting robbed or snatched. It's not happening with me. So, mind you, I'm on the phone with my mother and my husband the whole time going there, because I'm going there by myself. I've never flown out the country by myself. This is the first time for me. So I was like on my P's and Q's. So I finally let her go. Now she tells me to go to the guys to go get my bag. Mind you, I was already watching my bag go around the conveyor belt as I was standing there, because I wanted to make sure I grabbed my bag, hurried up and leave. I wasn't trying to stay there in the airport because, like I said, I'm by myself. I don't want myself to be pointed out as she's a tourist, try to follow her. So I was trying to get in and get out. So I'm watching my thing go through the conveyor belt. Why are you telling me to go to the guys there that's trying to pick out people's luggage? Now, I've seen multiple people go there, black, Spanish, everybody go and get their bags. Me, I'm getting directly pointed to the guys that's standing there in a circle, waiting to get people, not knowing that they're not in the country. Plus, I just told you I had surgery. Okay, whatever. I go. So once I get to the guy, he's like, he snatches my ticket. I'm like, no, I'm getting my bag. And he's like, no, I get it. Okay, you get it. Now, he tells me to go to the people that asks you if you have money coming in. Me, dumb again, not knowing that you don't have to report it. But I have spoken to one of my friends that always flies out the country. And she's like, yeah, you're only supposed to go into a country with a certain amount of money. You're not supposed to be going. You're not supposed to be going. Like, you're not supposed to go into the country with 10,000 or more. So I'm thinking I do have to report it from hearing that. So I go to the lady. She asks me, do you have any money? I say, yeah. She said, how much money you have? I let her know, close to 10,000. She says, okay, you have to go to the back with me. Why? Because we have to count your money. Okay. I go to the back. Now, the guy with my luggage, he don't even give me my luggage. He's like, no, go. Sitting there on like this ledge, waiting for me now. I go to the back. Now, the lady that asks me if I had the money, she spoke English, but the lady that was sitting behind the desk didn't. Now, from what I'm thinking, when we went in there, the lady with the glasses that speaks English, she was doing everything, but the lady that didn't speak English, she was telling her everything to do. So she basically was training her on what she's supposed to do. So They couldn't count the money. They couldn't work the money counter. So then they had to get a guy. So now I'm like, all right, now another person knows that I have all this money and I'm by myself in the country. Now one more person that can possibly try to rob me or something like that, or try to have somebody waiting for me once I get out there. Now I'm like, fuck. They count the money, everything works. They let them know. I put all my money together. I put it in a bag. I put it back in my carry-on. I signed the paper, because you do have to sign the paper, letting them know how much money you have, what you came in the country with, what you're here for, blah, blah, blah. I signed the paper. I go out. Now the guy, he's coming with me. As soon as I get out, he didn't even wait until we got outside of the airport. We're still in the airport at this point. He's like, give me money, please. No, I'm not giving you money. Mind you, I didn't want to give him money. Not that I didn't want to tip, but I didn't want to give him money because I literally just put all my cash together and put it in my bag. Now you want me to pull out my money in front of everybody and give you a tip? It's not happening. I didn't even ask for you to get my bag. You got my bag because you're trying to do some scamming shit. He's like, give me money. I need money. Give me money. He's doing like this, like as if I don't understand you. I understand you clear. I'm not giving you money. No, it's not happening. I don't have it. I'm poor. I don't have it. No, I don't have any money. Now we get outside. Right outside the airport, they have a money exchange. He points to the money exchange like, get money. I'm like, no. Now he walks me straight to a police officer and says, she's not giving me money. Check her bag. The police officer is like, you got to come with me. No, I don't have to come with you. Mind you, my driver's not there. I started rating my driver once I started walking, like, I'm here, mind you. But my driver had already hit me. It was like, let me know when you're at the airport. I'm like, okay, I'm here. He's like, what do you mean you're here? He's like, I have you coming in at 5:45. Now, I told y'all in the beginning, my flight got canceled, so I had to book a new flight. I sent the coordinators for the recovery house my flight information on Wednesday. I was leaving on Saturday. Why do you have my old flight information as opposed to my new flight information, which states I'm leaving at 7 o'clock? I board the plane at 7 o'clock in the morning. I land in Cali at 1:30 or 1 something in the afternoon. You're telling me that you have me coming in at 5:45? Now I'm like, you have my old flight information. No, I'm here. He's like, oh my God, I didn't know you were coming. I have you coming in at 5:45. I'm an hour away. It's traffic and it's raining outside. Now, from my understanding, when it's traffic and raining outside, it's even longer than to what they originally would be. Originally, it's an hour. Now it's like 2 hours because it's raining and it's crazy outside. Everybody in Cali is on mobikes. So they're literally everywhere in the streets, like everywhere. It's a poor country. They can't really afford cars like that. So they go with mobikes. And there's no lines in a road like how it is like in any other state. It's literally just open roads. So everybody's driving everywhere. Nobody's letting people on the roads. Nobody's trying to let people over. Literally, they will get in a car accident and willing to get in a car accident before they let a motherfucker in to go. It's crazy out there. So he's like, oh my God, I'm coming. I'm on my way right away. The driver lives 10 minutes away from the recovery house. The recovery house is an hour. He was at his house. He wasn't even at the recovery house. So he's an hour and 10 minutes away. Okay. I was like, now I got to be at an airport. Once you get outside the airport, there's people everywhere. There's people here holding signs. There's people asking you, you need a ride? You need a ride? You need a ride? There's literally guys out there that stand out there all day long trying to get people to get in their car so they can rob them. When I came home, I was seeing the same exact guys standing outside. Because this is what they do every day. Stand outside trying to get people to ride so that they can either rob them or take money or overcharge them. They're everywhere. So I'm standing next to the cop and people could see that I'm scared. I'm like, no, like I'm on the phone, like with my husband and my mom. I'm like my driver isn't here. They're saying that he's coming in an hour. Like, what am I going to do? Like, he's not here. Like, oh my God, like I'm by myself. Now they're like, oh my fucking God, like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, why the fuck would you do this? They're all like, why would you do this? This is really what you wanted to do. Like, now you out here, like, you're risking your life. What the fuck, Maisha? I'm like, I'm not going with you. My driver's supposed to be coming. Now people are trying to translate for me. So I say in the phone, like, I'm scared. I don't want to go with you. My driver is coming to get me. The police officer laughs. Okay, you can wait for your driver then if you want to be scared. He goes to 2 other police officers that's standing outside and tell them, don't let her leave until you check her bag. My driver says, okay, they're going to let you stay. They're going to wait for me. Wait for me at Dunkin' Donuts. Now, this is the door for the airport. Dunkin' Donuts is literally right here. They're attached. Dunkin' Donuts isn't open. So now I just have to stand in front of Dunkin' Donuts. Now, I see 2 other girls waiting for their drivers because I'm assuming their drivers haven't come, black girls. I didn't say anything to them. I didn't stand next to them, which I should have because maybe they would have left me alone, but they didn't. But I stood where they were standing because I know they probably out there for surgery too, and they're waiting for their drivers. So now I'm trying to charge my phone because my phone is about to die. So I'm sitting there. These 2 motherfuckers decided to be assholes. They come to me and I have pictures of the guy. And I'll put his picture out there. I will, because I don't care. Y'all need to be aware of this guy. So the 2 police officers walk up to me now. They're like, you got to come with us. Start trying to grab my bag. No, I'm not coming with you. The other police officer just said I could wait for my driver. No, I'm not going with you. No, you have to come with us. You're coming with us. I'm like, no, I'm not coming with you. They're trying to take me away from where the airport is. I'm not going with you anywhere that's not where there's other people. It's not happening. Sorry. So I call my driver. I'm like, Diego, please. My driver's name is Diego. I love Diego. He's so nice. He's like a sweetheart. He will help you. He'll make you laugh. Everything. I called Diego, like, these police officers are trying to take me. Now, at this point, the other police officer left. Now it's just this asshole here. He's trying to explain to him. Now I'm hearing Diego say, ¿Qué tu nombre? ¿Qué tu nombre? What's your name? What's your name? He said, no, ¿Qué tu nombre? No. Like, basically, what are you asking me my name for? I'm not giving you my name. I get back on the phone with Diego. Diego's like, he's not giving me his name. I don't even know if this is even real police officers at this point. Go inside the airport. Don't even stand outside the airport no more. I don't trust this. Something's going on. This has never happened in 5 years. I don't like it. I go inside the airport. Once I get inside the airport, no, I'm walking towards the airport because he's not trying to like snatch my bag, but he's like walking behind me. So I go inside. The lady's like, no, like you can't come back in. I have Diego explain to her why I'm coming back in. After he speaks to her, she's like, okay. She lets me go and she tells me to stand like right at the side where she can see me, but just stand there. Now I'm looking for an outlet. I walk a little bit further down. So at this point, I'm on the phone with my mother. My mother is like, Maisha, as soon as nobody is walking by, make sure there's no cameras around you. You stuff that shit in your boobs and hide it the best you can. Hide your money. Do not take your money out. I have big boobs, as you can see. At the time, it's October, so of course it's cold in New York. So I had on a leather jacket going to Colombia, so I had the leather jacket on. So I put it in my boobs, like she said. I hid it. I had it right here on the side. So now my arm is down, cuffing it to make sure it doesn't move or get out of place. And I have my jacket on. So, all right. So Diego finally comes like 2.5 hours later, almost 3 hours. I told you I landed at 5. He got there like 4 something. So he's like, I'm outside. So now I walk outside. He comes and gives me a hug. Now your drivers are going to hug you, talk to you, act like they knew you for years because they want to make sure that the people at the airport don't know that you're there as a tourist so that they don't try to follow them and rob them. So give your driver a hug. Embrace them. He embraces me. He says, hi, Maisha. I'm finally here, blah, blah, blah. The police officer looks him up and down. I guess you're okay to come get her. As if he didn't look okay, you wouldn't allow me to get in the car with him. I'm confused. Why would that even be a comment? if Diego's your driver, you will understand why he's saying what he's saying about Diego. Now he's like, you got to come with us. We got to check her bag. He says, okay. Diego's walking with me. He's like, it isn't, it's not abnormal for them to check your bag because, of course, they're airport police. They want to check your bag, make sure there's no bombs or nothing when you're coming in the country. But it's odd that they're doing it because they don't normally do it. They do it if there's a reason why. There's no reason for you. All you did was say that you were in the country. That's it. He walks us up. Diego's taking pictures. He's like, I don't like this. He starts taking pictures of the guy while he's walking. We get to the place and he's like, okay, give me your bag. He takes my bag. Diego gives him my bag because Diego walked my bag up the place. So he gives him my bag. He checks my bag. He's looking for something. The way he's checking everything down, the way he's looking in clothes, looking in pockets, he's looking for something. Now he says, give me your carry-on. Why do you need my carry-on? You said you wanted to check my bag for a bomb. You think I'm going to have the bomb on me? Seriously? Here, take the bag. Because I know I got the money in my boots. I give him the bag. He's checking the bag. Now he's like, give me your purse. Now, in the States, it's illegal to check your purse unless you have a warrant or probable cause to really check somebody's bag, their actual purse. He asks for my purse. This is another country. Maybe this is what they do in Colombia. I don't know. But he checks my purse. But I'm like, why? But now he's checking. But as he's checking, he's looking at me because he doesn't see anything because I had a small book bag. He's looking for something. Now he's looking me up and down. Then he says, see, that wasn't so bad. I'm like, okay. He was mad he couldn't find the money. But had I not did what I did and said that I was scared and I wanted to wait for my driver and things like that, from what I was told, the cops act like something, they plant something on you and say that you cannot leave until you give them money or they'll steal your money. They will steal your money. It's terrible that you will go to another country and this will happen, but this is what happens. Please be aware of your surroundings. Please make sure that these people know your flight information. Try to get in contact with your driver ahead of time because they do send your driver information once you're getting closer to your date. If you have any blood work and things like that needs to get done, they will send you text messages saying like, oh, you need to bring this. Make sure your levels is good. We want to make sure that you're okay for surgery, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you get in contact with your driver ahead of time so that you can be like, okay, I'm on my way to Colombia. I'm about to get on the flight. I'm about to be there. I'm landing. I just had a layover, blah, blah, blah. Tell them step by step. Make sure you're letting your driver know so that they're there as soon as you get off from off the plane and through with immigration, that you'll be able to get straight into the car. Because it's a terrible feeling. It literally had me stuck in the recovery house until I met some beautiful people there and they were like, no, we're getting you out. Once I got with Diego, he explained everything. He asked me when was my date for surgery. I told him, he's like, I don't think that's a date because we don't work on Sundays. So you will have to get blood work before you get your surgery. And they will probably do that on Monday. So I'm pretty sure your surgery date is on Tuesday. So he called, he asked them, they told him my actual date, blah, blah, blah. He was amazing, which is why I tipped him very high for them in Colombia because he was beautiful. It wasn't nothing that he did. It was honestly the coordinators at the recovery house. I'll get into that too. Once I got to recovery house, Diego introduced me to everybody. There was a nurse there. I believe Sandra was there at the time. She asked me if I was hungry. I was starving. They gave me a sandwich. Anytime you're coming from the airport and coming into the recovery house, they make sure they're going to feed you as soon as you get in. Love that. Hospitality is A1. I got my food. After that, I was so stressed out. I spoke with my first surgery roommate. Her name is Paris, and she literally like kept me sane those I think she was there for like a week. That week before she left, it was her birthday. She had her birthday there. She was amazing because I was missing home, and after that situation, I was so like shook up. Like at that point, I was just like, I didn't know what to expect. I was scared, and then you're scared on top of that with surgery. So I was so happy she was there because she literally spoke to me so much that I didn't get a chance to really think about everything. They have Wi-Fi in the recovery house. They have the Wi-Fi taped to the desk there. They have Netflix, like smart TV that they have that is in the recovery house. They have an AC there. The rooms is spacious. It's nice. The beds they have in the rooms for double rooms. I'm not sure about the triple rooms or the rooms with more beds in them, but I know in the double rooms because I was on the first floor once I came in. Once you come in, you walk through. You see the 2 massage rooms. You'll see the stairs leading up where Dr. Velasco's name is huge on the wall. Upstairs is where he does his appointments. He does have an office there, so he will be there at times to see the girls for their appointments. So up the stairs is a huge sign. I do have a video that I want to show you guys after this video is over of just what the recovery house looks like. It won't be up the upstairs part of it because I was trying to not really explain who my doctor was so much because I was trying to do something totally different, but I wanted to give you guys this information because my doctor was amazing to me. But once you go through the reception area, you'll see that right there. The kitchen is off to the side, which only employees are supposed to go into. Once you go straight through the doors, they have another reception area to your right where the nurses sit. There's a living room where they have couches, recliners there so that you can sit there if you don't want to sit in your room all day. They have a table with glass on the walls where you can take pictures and look at your body all day while you're sitting there at the table. That was my favorite spot. Then they had the 2 rooms. So my room was on the left and then they had another room. Once you go straight out the door, it leads into the courtyard where they have 2 private rooms off to the right and then the laundry room. And then straight ahead, they have like a sit-in area. On the outside, there's a waterfall outside, beautiful. They have another mirror. They have like a Dr. Velasco wall where you could take pictures with his name and stuff on it. Beautiful. It's a beautiful recovery house. So I got into the room. My surgery sister was there. They gave me food. I slept. When I finally woke up, I spoke to my husband, spoke to my mother, spoke to my son. I do have a son. Then I I got some food again because they feed you 3 times a day. Food is included with the recovery house. So you get 3 meals a day. So I ate again and then I went for bed. So I didn't do anything on Saturday. So Monday came. So on Monday, I paid for the recovery house. Then I had to do blood work. I had to get an exam. They weighed me. They took my blood. They gave me a COVID test. They give you a COVID test. Then after I did all of that, I had to go and see the doctor. So where you go to get your surgery, you go there to see the doctor initially because you do have to see the anesthesiologist as well. So Dr. Diego came and picked me up. He took me to Pasico clinic. I have a picture of it once I show you at the end, but yeah, or I might put it on the side here just so you guys could see. But yeah, so the recovery, once I went to where I was getting the actual surgery at, I met with the doctor. I let him know what I wanted. He was just like, you don't pay for your surgery until you see the doctor because he's going to let you know what you want. If you want to add anything, you can add it at that point, things like that. So I let him know what I wanted. I was very adamant again about me wanting a big butt. Dr. Velasco is a natural doctor. Be adamant on what you want. Like I said, go for what you want in life. Don't ever let nobody tell you what to do. Don't ever let nobody tell you what they want to do to you. No, you want your body a certain way, let them know. I met with the anesthesiologist. He was nice as well. He's been working with Dr. Velasco for 20 years. Not one death, neither one of them. Dr. Velasco's been doing this for 21 years, not one death. The anesthesiologist, he explained to me that he's going to be putting 2 shots in my back. And he asked me if I wanted a pain pump. I said yes. Now, I might have told someone that the pain pump was $250, but it actually was $160. So I did get the pain pump. So after that, I left. I went back. Now, you don't know if you're going to be getting surgery, if all your tests and stuff came back until you get your bag for surgery. Now, once they came in with my bag, I knew that was it. It's time. I'm getting surgery tomorrow. Like, I was getting excited. So they gave me my bag with my medication, my pads, my directions, my compression socks, my garments. So someone comes to the recovery house to give you your fajas. So they measure you first. So they measure you when you're supposed to be, when the same day you get all your stuff done. So they take your measurements from here. Like, they take your measurements like A1. They measure you for 2 different fajas. They give you a soft faja, which is like thin, like this, which they have you sleep in every night because they don't want you compressed and swelling, which in actuality, I feel like that's not the right thing to do, because when you're compressed, you're able to get around more, you're able to move more, you feel better. When you in that soft faja at night, when you wake up, your body is so sore, you don't even want to move. So I honestly didn't like the soft faja, but they give you 2 fajas. So they gave me my soft faja because that was the faja that you come home in. They don't put you in the compressed one until the day after, once you get your massages. So now it's time for me to go get surgery. Diego comes and picks me up. My surgery was at 7 o'clock in the morning. As you see, my dog. My surgery was at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I was like the first one there. So my doctor only does 3 surgeries a day. If your doctor does more than 3 surgeries a day, there's something up with that doctor. Who knows if the doctor is actually doing your surgery or if he's having his team do a surgery. There's 8 hours in a day. It takes about 4 hours for each surgery. So 4, 8, 12. So that's 12 hours doing surgery for 3 patients. Imagine more than that. That's like a chop shop. I wouldn't trust it. So I was the first one, which I have a picture of right before I went in. Everything was pretty quick. Now, the night before, when you get your bag for surgery, they give you like this antibacterial soap where you have to scrub your body from head to toe. You can't put lotion on. You can't put any creams on. You literally have to go to bed ashy, dry, everything. So they want you to clean your body with the soap. Then in the morning, you have to clean your body again with the soap because they want to make sure you're getting all that residue, everything off of your body, everything. So when I went in to go get surgery, they put my stuff away. I went in like bummy clothes. Diego drove me. Like, with me, I don't know if this happened to anybody else. When I'm nervous, I get very anxious. Like, my anxiety goes through the roof and I feel like I can't breathe and my blood pressure shoots up. So he was like, nope, we're going to shake these jitters away. We was dancing. I forgot what song was playing, but it's a song that I actually know. I like Spanish music. So it was a song that I actually know, and we was dancing and stuff before we got out. So I went in feeling good. Although I wasn't trying to be as scared because I didn't want my pressure to go up. So I was just like, you know what? Everything's going to be fine. I said my prayers. I text everybody, letting them know I'm about to go into surgery, things like that. Once you take off all your stuff, Dr. Velasco sees you again. He marks your body up this time. Now, I let him know again what I wanted, what I didn't want, things like that. So he takes pictures of you because he wants like a before and after. He takes pictures of your body marked up, basically, which he does send you in when you go for your appointments afterwards. I think I've seen him maybe 2 or 3 times after the surgery. So he marks your body up and takes pictures. Now it's time to go. Now he sends you into the room to go get your anesthesia and things like that so you could go to sleep, and as he's washing up and getting ready. Now, once I go in the room, they let me keep my phone, so they put my phone to the side. They scrub your body. They have you stand in like this pool where they're gonna wash you again. This is why like my doctor is like so amazing, because he's gonna go above and beyond to make sure everything is correct. And the reason why he does 3 patients a day is because, one, if you do more, it's crazy, but you gotta remember, these doctors have to clean these surgery rooms after each patient. How are you cleaning the surgery room multiple times a day for multiple patients? Like, if it can't be as clean as you're thinking it's gonna be with these doctors. Point blank period. As they're scrubbing me, there's someone in the back literally taking every surgical thing that they need out of, like, the wrappings, everything. Like, everything is clean. Like, they're doing everything in front of you. So they're making sure you see that everything is new. Everything is going to be clean. There were 3 people in my recovery house that went to doctors in Miami. 3 different doctors, 3 different females. They all caught the same infection where the fat goes into the jar. The jar wasn't cleaned. So the fat that they were putting back into the body was contaminated, which caused them to have life-threatening infections. You're not getting that when you go to Velasco. Velasco is A1. So they did everything in front of me. They put like this blue blanket on the table where you're getting the surgery and have you lay on that. So the anesthesiologist, he came in and he gave me the shots in my back. I literally didn't feel anything. When I got an epidural, because he gives you 2 epidurals. When I got an epidural when I had my son 12 years ago, I felt it, and I did it when the doctor did it when the contractions was coming, so that I wouldn't feel it. I would feel the contraction, and I felt it when I did the epidurals with the anesthesiologist. I didn't feel anything. I don't even remember him giving me the shots. That's how crazy it is. So I did wake up during surgery, which all the girls at the recovery house did say that they woke up as well. I woke up during surgery and I was like, please, Dr. Velasco, give me a big butt. Please, please. Just because I'm feeling and hearing them, and I'm laying on my stomach. So I know at this point he's probably working on my ass. I'm like, just give me a big butt. That's it. Like, even with me dazed with the anesthesia waking up, I'm still making sure he know. Stuff everything in this butt, please, because I'm not trying to have it. So the anesthesiologist, I see him walking back over to put me back to sleep. I went back to sleep. Now, when I wake up, I'm on the table, but I'm shaking uncontrollably at this point because the anesthesia, which it happens to people. I'm like literally shaking to where I can't stop. They cover me with multiple blankets. I wasn't even cold. It was just the fact that the anesthesia was starting to wear also, and I'm waking up. So I just couldn't stop shaking. They put me in my own private room, which they had yet again a smart TV, Netflix, Wi-Fi, things like that. When you're going to get your surgery, you might not think, they're not going to give me my phone. I'm not going to be able to be on my phone. They are. Bring a charger. I had to get one from one of the nurses, which she was a sweetheart, because I know her phone probably died, because she was just like, are you finished yet? I'm like, yeah, but she gave me her charger, and I was able to charge my phone. When you're getting a tummy tuck, you do have to stay for a day. Now, if you're not getting a tummy tuck, you won't have to stay. They'll bring you back right after the surgery. I did have to stay overnight. Just in case anything happened, I'm already at the clinic, and if he needs to work on me right away, I'm already there. So the next day, Diego picks me up, but I'm trying to walk. They're like, great, like, this is amazing, like, beautiful, mommy, yes. I'm like, yes, like, they drained me in the hospital before I left. Like, she did a little drainage. I felt it. It wasn't bad. The anesthesia was probably in. I did get the pain pump right before I left to go back to the recovery house. So The pain point wasn't in at that time, but I guess I'm still was feeling the anesthesia at that point. She drained me a little bit, then I ate. They gave me food in the morning, and then Diego came and picked me up. So I walked to the wheelchair, and then he walked me out, and then I got up and I walked in, and I got into the car by myself. I didn't have a BBL pillow, which I didn't bring with me, and I regretted it because I had bought one from the recovery house for $20, and it was horrible. At that point, I should have waited till I went to the mall, but like I said, I was scared from the airport situation. I didn't even want to leave the recovery house. I went back to the recovery house after surgery, and I didn't get my massage that day. I got my massage the next day after that. So when I got there, they had salsa night. I just had a tummy tuck. I did not want to move. I did not want to get up. I didn't want to do nothing. I had them give me my food. While I was in the bed, I watched from where the window is in my room. I was able to see the courtyard. So I was able to see everything through my room, and my bed was literally at the window. So I was able to see everything. I just didn't go out to meet anybody. So the next day, I met Claudia. Claudia is my massage lady. Now, they have Claudia and Maria. They come every day to massage the girls. Every day besides Sunday. They don't work on Sundays. Well, Claudia don't work on Sundays. I don't know about Maria. But Claudia uses her knuckles. It fucking hurts when she uses her knuckles. The regular massage is fine. When she starts doing like this with the knuckles, I'm like, fuck my life. I'm like, ooh, ooh. I wasn't crying, no snot bubbles or nothing like that. It wasn't that bad, but she does use her knuckles, and I didn't like it. But yeah, so I got a massage. After you get your massages, so they don't really want you to take a shower in the mornings because they know you're going to get a massage. You get a massage in the morning, then after that you get in the shower. Once you get in the shower, you put on your hard faja. This is like a routine every day. You sleep in your soft faja. When you get up in the mornings, you get a massage. You take off everything because you go into the massage naked. All you have with you is a robe. Please bring robes, ladies. It really is helpful. You put your robe on, you go and get your massage. All they bring with you is a diaper, because once they drain you and massage you, everything goes in the diaper, so they're not using a lot of material and things like that when they're doing the massages. You get your massage, then it's time for you to go back in the room. You get in the shower. Once you get in the shower, the nurses come and they help you get in your faja. Now they have one nurse working 24 hours a day, so they switch in 2 shifts. So one in the morning to the afternoon, from the afternoon to the morning. So it's 2 nurses a day for 24 hours a day. So you have a morning nurse and a night nurse. Now they switch off every day. It's not like you'll have the same one consistently. Now the nurses are Sandra, Ingrid, Vanessa, Paula. Those is my girls. I love them. Paula, she would call me pretty, beautiful every day. Beautiful every day. Love Paula. Vanessa, that was my girl. She wants to go to Canada. She wants to become a nurse, like a full-time nurse. Like, they're beautiful. All of them are beautiful, but Ingrid, Sandra, Paula, Vanessa. Yeah, there's one other nurse, but I don't really know her name. But yeah, those are the nurses. There's a cleaning lady. The cleaning lady comes every day to clean the room, clean the house every day. She does laundry every day. So literally, you would take off your stuff and put it to the side for her to wash it every day. She will wash your regular clothes, your sheets, your blankets, everything is getting washed. So after you get your massage, you come back, you get in the shower, you leave your stuff off to the side for Edith. Love Edith. She's the cleaning lady. You leave your stuff to the side for her to wash everything, and then you're good for the day. Now they insist on you walking around all day so that you're not laying down. And I will literally tell you to walk around, sit up, do stuff all day. Yeah, you could take a nap, but once you lay down, your body gets so stiff that it hurts. Please walk around, ladies. Like, get around, walk around as much as possible. This is the daily routine. Walk around in a circle in the courtyard. That's what a lot of the girls was doing. That's what I was doing at times. So at night, they will come and drain you every night consistently. I fucking hated that because when you're tired, you just want to lay down. You don't want to do nothing. They will come and like, it's time. You're comfortable. It's time for you to get drained. Like, please come later. Like, they'll give you like 10, 20 minutes, but they're coming back to come drain you. You're going to get drained. So it's basically like you're getting 2 massages a day because the draining, they're literally doing like this, like basically massaging you. The same thing like they would do in a massage, they're draining you too. So it's like 2 massages a day. So they'll drain you for the night. You get in the shower again, and then you get ready for bed. They'll put on your soft faja. The food. Breakfast, they have someone come in every day and give you a menu to give you food. And you can pick anything you want on the menu. Waffles, pancakes, fruit, oatmeal, soup, whatever. Everything is on the menu that you want. You just pick it out from the menu. They'll make it for you. That's it. For lunch, always a hit. They'll give you salmon sometimes. Salmon is the best thing on the menu. Chicken, rice, vegetables, soup. The lunch is A1 breakfast, A1 dinner. We literally wanted to order out every freaking day. Like, dinner was always a miss. It's horrible. Nobody liked the dinner. If we wanted to go out, we would make sure we bring some food for dinner. The dinner was horrible. It was like we were suffering. I don't know if it's because they want to make sure that there's no you're not getting any sodium or anything to really like make you swell throughout the night so that you're not swelling or getting or anything like that. But it was horrible. It tasted bland, and it tastes like there was no seasoning. It was just bad. I didn't like it. Nobody liked it. We was always ordering out. You can order out. They don't accept credit cards. They only accept debit cards. Now, a few days go by. A week goes by, Paris leaves. Now I meet Unique, Jason, Marisol, and another girl. I follow them on Instagram, but I forgot the other girl's name, but love them. Unique, Jason, those is my dogs, okay? We are locked in for life. Like, we here, y'all. We here. Like, we be joking around on Instagram and all that. It's funny, but yes, those is my dogs, like, for real. So, Unique, Jason, and Marisol. Like, Marisol, she really, like, helped me out. She got me out my shell. She was just like, no, I'm taking you out. Like, I'm sorry you went through that. Like, I told everybody what happened in the house. I was talking about it for days in the house because it really affected me in my time there. Because the girls, like, even, like, the girls, like, Jason, Unique, and Paris, they all had went out to the mall. Paris had went out to a mall with a few other girls that was there before the new people came in. And, I missed out on that because I just didn't want to leave. And I hated that for myself. And they really was like, no, we're getting you out the house. So, I'm appreciative of them. I really am. Marisol, like, you my dog, girl. So, I met them. They took me out the house. I went to the mall. The malls are beautiful. It's like an outside, inside type of mall. They have H&M. They have Zara. If you want to get some things, they got Adidas in there, Nike. Like, it's nice in there. They got this grocery store where it's literally everything in there. They sell bikes in there, cars in there. You could get your hair done in there. You could get liquor from there. It's everything in there. Anything that you want food-wise is what you would order online. It's in the mall. So that's where you get it from the mall. The mall is 10 minutes away. You get in an Uber. They do have Ubers out there. You get in an Uber. I would advise you to do Uber because now you know, like, what's coming out your account and what's not. Because when you're trying to pay these people with cash, One, they don't accept American cash. Two, they try to get you. They're trying to take all your money. So they'll say it's this when it's really this. Like, it's 10 minutes away. It's like 3 or 2 pesos. That's like 50 cents for us. Literally. So they will tell you, no, you got to give them like $10. No, it's not that much. We drove in a cab a few times. No, it's not that much. It's literally 10 minutes away from the recovery house. They took me to the mall. I enjoyed myself at the mall. I ate. In the mall, they do not accept American cash. You either got to have pesos or a debit card. They don't take credit card. Have a debit card. They might do a credit card. I don't know about that, but I know they don't accept credit card when you're ordering food online. They want their cash right away. They don't want nobody saying that they wasn't out the country. This is a mistake. Give them their money. No, none of that is happening. They want their coins and they want it now. It's my money and I want it now. Yes, that's them. So, yeah, the mall's beautiful, 10 minutes away. Now, Unique was leaving. So at that time, Unique had did, like, they do surveys at the end of your stay. They give everybody a survey. They did a survey. They do surveys. Unique did a survey. Now, she knew my situation. She knew what I went through. Now, she had a few things to where they were, like, pressed about money because she had got, like, a few extra things, like, later on down the line. And they were like, oh, well, when are you sending the money? When are you sending the money? She's like, yo, I sent the money. Like, you think I'm going to leave? Like, I have to be there. I have to go home with your driver. Like, you think I'm going to leave without giving you guys your money? It's not going to happen. So she did a survey, and the survey spoke about my situation and how she felt and what we felt in the room. Now, in my room, I had a little bit of mold, but in Colombia, they don't really consider mold like a bad thing because, as I said, these are poor countries. Like, that's not something to where they're like, it's major about. And although it had a little bit of mold on the wall, you might be able to see it in the video when I do a video of the whole house. But the room itself was still beautiful. They have like a walk-in shower. It's big in there. You're able to sit down in there. Like 4 people could be in the room. In the shower with you. Like, it's that big. So yeah, so she said something about that. And once she said that caused for them to feel some type of way, because who wants to be told about something? So for Unique situation, she did the survey. Now her driver was also Diego. Now Angela and Yesenia. Angela is the receptionist that sits in the front. Yesenia is the coordinator who you guys may be speaking to when you're booking your recovery house and all that stuff. Yesenia is the person that you go to if anything happens. Monica is Dr. Velasco's wife. She's there sometimes, but not all the time. She is also somebody that you may speak to or not speak to. Now, Yesenia is the one that was supposed to give Diego my contact information once I was doing the flight stuff. Never did. So, yeah. So once she did the survey, Unique was already on her way to go to the airport. Now, when she went, she was with Diego. Now, she had said something about Diego. It wasn't a bad thing, and it wasn't something like crazy, but they called Diego and told Diego about it while she was in the car with him. So once they called Diego, they told Diego literally everything that she had said on the survey about him. Now, she's hearing them talk on the phone, but she's not knowing exactly what they're saying. So once he gets off the phone with the people, with Yesenia at the recovery house, he starts speaking to Unique about everything that she was saying. And she's just like, she's explaining herself about it. But my thing is, that's so unprofessional for y'all to even sit there and have this conversation with him, especially with the person in the car. Now, once they did that, she got to the airport. Now, she says to me, she calls me and she's just like, yo, like, this is what just happened. Like, she's like, this shit is crazy. Like, I can't believe that they even did that. I'm like, wow. At the time, I was going to see Dr. Velasco for my appointment. So she's like, tell him everything. She's like, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that they did that. Like, how they treated you. Tell them how they treated you. I don't like that. I'll go up there. Now, as I was saying, Dr. Velasco's, his office is in the recovery house. You literally, every appointment that you have, you will see Dr. Velasco in the recovery house. You pay the recovery house at the recovery house. You pay for your surgery at the recovery house. Do not take your money out. They have safes in the room. They give you your own key. Each room, each bed has a safe. So you will have a key with your safe. Keep your money in there. Even if you bring, they have on Amazon like this lockbox that you can buy, which I can link at the bottom in the description for you guys to purchase it, that you can keep your money and all your personal items in there. Make sure you keep that as well as your safe and put your things in your safe. Do not ever leave your money in a room. I know you guys seen on YouTube about the situation, how a girl got robbed, but it had nothing to do with Velasco's people in the recovery house. They have private nurses that they have come in to take the blood work. And one of the girls got dumb and gave the guy the money, like one of the people that came in to do blood work, her money, thinking that's what she has to do. No. You will literally give your money to either Yesenia Monica, or there's another lady. She has blonde hair. She also sits up there with the other girl with glasses. I cannot remember their names for nothing. But this is how you know that I didn't really have any connection with them, because I don't remember their names. So your appointments will be in the recovery house. The Dr. Velasco will see you either 2 or 3 times before you leave. He checks out your incisions, he checks your body, he makes sure there's like no infections or anything going on. They're literally thorough. So outside of them checking, like having your appointments and things like that, they will text you to let you know when your surgery, when you will go to see the doctor. They'll text you and be like, the doctor is in. You'll be seeing the doctor at this time. Make sure you're ready at this time to come see him, to come upstairs. So everything is done in the recovery house. So being that I had an appointment with Dr. Velasco that day, because I was leaving like maybe a few days later. Yeah, maybe like a few days later, like 4 days later or something like that. So I had seen Dr. Velasco for my last appointment. Now I go to Dr. Velasco and I let Dr. Velasco know the situation that just happened. Dr. Velasco, he brings the girl in that wears the glasses. She's kind of tall. And he's trying to explain to her, but she's not trying to explain what I'm explaining, because he explains something of what he knew, like what he could understand from what I was explaining to him about the situation that just happened with her. And he kind of explains it to her and lets her know about it. And then she's speaking to me, but he wants her to tell him exactly what I'm saying to her. And she's not trying to tell him. She's just like, well, we don't talk about other patients with the other people. And I'm like, it has nothing to do with you speaking about her to me. She's like, oh, but we'll call her on her own. And Dr. Velasco's like, tell me what's going on. Tell me what she's saying. And she tries to explain, but I know she didn't explain what I'm saying. Like, it's unprofessional. Don't sit there and call somebody on the phone about what you wrote on a server that's supposed to be anonymous, but because the person is giving it to you personally, you know who it is. Dr. Velasco suggested that you do your survey online, which they do have an option to do it online, but it's like, who is thinking that somebody is going to do something like that? That's unprofessional. I don't like it. She literally called him and told him exactly what she was saying while she was in the car. So it was like she wanted him to know what was going on while he was with her so he can say something to her. Who does that? That's not how you run something. So once she does that and I'm explaining it, I'm like, no, tell him what I'm saying. Like, let him know that's not right, and that's not how you're supposed to handle your patients. She's a paying customer. She's a paying patient. Like, You don't do that. And he's like, things happen and we'll speak to her about it, which I don't even think they called her. But I did let her know what happened, and then I explained my situation. Now, once she had did the survey and it had got back to them and they called Diego and all that, Yesenia comes to me and she's like, I just want you to explain the situation to me. So I explained to her, but I know that you had to have known something the whole time, because I've been explaining this for days once I was there, because I literally did not want to leave. So she comes to me, she asks me, I tell her, and she's just like, that wasn't Diego's fault. It was nobody's fault. It was my fault. I was dealing with something at the time. And she's like, although this is not an excuse, but, things happen and I was going through something and I forgot to send him my information. Now, one, you're giving me an excuse because you're trying to explain yourself. And as you're trying to explain yourself, you're telling me that you was going through other shit. I don't give a fuck what you was going through. I am somebody that's coming into the country that knows nothing about your country. I'm coming here for a service. I want you to make sure that you're doing your job correctly and you're making sure that you're making it as safe as possible for me to come. You didn't do that. You put my life in jeopardy. And that's a problem for me. You're telling me that you forgot to give him my new flight information when I gave it to you on Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I was coming in on Saturday. It took you 3 days to still not give him the information? And you're telling me this and I'm supposed to just be like, okay, I accept your apology? No, that's so messed up on so many levels. That's so unprofessional. I don't like it. And I don't want to take away from everybody else that was in the recovery house, because the service was amazing. But it's the reception part of it that's not. They got to get it together a little bit more for me. But I would still recommend you going there, because maybe your situation may be different. I don't know. But this is just my experience. So that situation happened. I explained to Dr. Velasco. He's like, I'll look into it. Like, I'm sorry you went through that. He's just like, and I will speak to Unique about the situation. I don't know why this happened. Like, but, the whole point of doing surveys is that you want to make things better. So you do question it. But it's a way, it's a time and a place for everything. That wasn't the time or the place for that to have happened. You should have waited until she left and let Diego know, so that Diego could be better for the next time. You didn't give her that opportunity. You wanted something to be said to her, and it's not right, especially if you're just letting our point of view on our stay there, and you're making it more than what it should have been. You should have just done better the next time. That was it. Now, days later, it's time for me to go. Now, when you're in Colombia, they do have COVID restrictions. One of the restrictions is you have to get COVID tested and have a negative test before you can fly. Now, American Airlines, you have to have a negative test 72 hours before you board the plane. I was leaving Sunday morning, so like 3 o'clock in the morning, because our flight was like 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that on Monday morning. Or no, it was like 12, I'm lying. It was 12 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning. So it literally was like 12 something when we had to board the plane. So we had to leave Sunday morning. Now, as I told you in the beginning, they don't work on Sundays. So I had to take a COVID test on Monday. I paid them $40 because you only get one free COVID test with your quote. And that COVID test is to have your COVID test done before you get your surgery. So you have to pay for a COVID test with the recovery house before you leave. It's $40. I took a COVID test with them on Saturday. We was leaving on Sunday. Now, Diego didn't even know we was leaving on Sunday. Had I not said to him, because he was dropping off a new girl at the house, had I not said to him, mind you, me and Jason, my boy, we got on the same flight going home. The same exact flight, the same exact everything. Like, we both were from New York. We both got on the flight going back home. Luckily, I had him with me to go through this experience with me. So, I'm like, Diego, so what time are you coming to pick us up? Because you know our flight is at 12 in the morning, so I want to get there early. So that means you'll have to come and get us at like, what, 10 o'clock? I'm thinking like 10. I'm like, so that means you got to get us like 9, 10 o'clock. And he's like, what do you mean you're leaving? He's like, I don't have you guys leaving. He's like, I'm not supposed to be working. And then he's like, oh, I'm off. I didn't have anything to do. Or I made plans. And we're like, what? We're like, what do you mean? So who's taking us? He's like, no, now I got to see what's going on. He's like, I don't understand why I didn't get your information. Yet again, you don't have the flight information. What the fuck? He finally speaks to them. They're like, yeah, they do leave, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, thank God I said something, because had I not said anything, we would have just been waiting around thinking that he was coming and no one would have showed. Now that means we would have missed our flight. So at this point, I've been there for 16 days. I'm ready to go home. Like, ain't nothing stopping me from going home. It's time for me to go. He comes and gets us. We leave. I take the COVID test. Everything came back negative. They gave us our results. Cool. We're set for Sunday. We get to the airport. We're there super early because, as I said, we board at 12. So we got there at like 10:30. So we're waiting there the whole time. Now it's finally time for us to stand on line because now they're finally boarding people. So now we're standing on the line. Now they're giving everybody sheets to sign. So the police are walking around. Well, the people at the airport, like the check-in people, they're sitting around and they're like, did you guys do your immigration thing? We're like, no, we didn't know that we had to do it leaving too. They're like, yeah. So we do that online. We sign the form. Now on the form, it says, are you fully vaccinated? Check this. If you're not fully vaccinated, check this. They didn't have anything for anybody having one shot. Now, I only had one shot. My second dose, I was supposed to get the day I was leaving, but I didn't want to get it the day I was leaving because, they say that some people experience symptoms of COVID on their second dose, their second vaccine, like they get fever, they get body aches, body chills, things like that. Now, if I go to Colombia feeling like that or have a temperature, they're going to be like, oh, we can't give you surgery. So I didn't want to risk me not being able to get my surgery due to a COVID vaccine. Like, it's not happening. Nah. I'm good with just the one shot for right now. I'm able to get into the country with the one shot. I'm taking just the one shot. I'll take the second shot when I get home. This is what I'm thinking. So they didn't have one for anybody with one shot. So I did fully vaccinated. I checked that off because I'm not fully vaccinated, but I am vaccinated. So I finally get to the desk. Jason goes before me. All his stuff is cool. Good. Now it's time for me. They're like, oh, we need a copy of your vaccination card. So I pull it up. They were like, this vaccination this doesn't work for you. You can't board the plane. I'm like, not again. I'm like, what do you mean I can't board the plane? What is going on? Like, all my stuff is correct. What are you talking about? She's like, you can't board the plane because you only have one vaccine and you're supposed to have you're supposed to have a negative COVID test 24 hours before you board. I'm like, it is 24 hours before I board. I'm boarding the plane I took the COVID test on Saturday. I'm boarding the plane right now on Sunday at 11 something at night. Like, what are you talking about? They're like, but you actually board the plane and get on the plane at 12. So it's literally the next day. I'm like, well, when did this go into effect? Because American Airlines says it has to be 72 hours before I could board. Oh, well, for us, we changed our rules this morning. What? You changed the rules? Oh, no, it might have not been this morning. It's like we changed the rules a few days ago or something like that. What? So if you change your rules a few days ago, why doesn't the recovery house know this? Like, they have to know this information and they have to know what's going on at the airports as well as what's going on in the recovery house, because you have to let these people know. Like, you have to tell people what's going on. Why are you not letting us know what's going on with these airports and these restrictions? Because we want to get home to our family. We want to come in the country safe. We want to go home safe. Why are you yet again not giving me all the information that I need? Now they're like, we can't board. Now I'm like, give me your supervisor, because at this point I done had it. She calls the supervisor over. The supervisor's like, I don't care what you're talking about. You're not getting on the plane. You don't have a COVID test 24 hours before. You're not boarding. I'm like about to be in tears at this point because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm honestly thinking this is a joke. Like, somebody done punked me. Where the fuck is Ashton Kutcher? Because he needs to pop the fuck out right now at this point because all hell's about to break loose. Like, I'm like bugging out. I'm like, you know what? How can I get a COVID test? If I get a COVID test right now, will I be able to board the plane? Like, tell me what to do. Like, let me know what to do right now. I'm like, all this fucking time I've been waiting. I could have did this if I would have known this information. Like, I would have never even paid the recovery house $40. That $40 basically was for nothing because it's not even the right fucking COVID test because it's not even at the right time that it needs to be done. I'm like, at this point, I done had it. How can I get home? She's like, oh, you could go and get a COVID test and you'll still be able to make the plane. I'm like, I'll be able to make my 12 o'clock boarding. She's like, yes. So now she's like, go downstairs and go speak to the taxi people. I rush downstairs. Like, Jason walks me and everything. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I can't have you go with me. Like, all your shit is straight. If you got to leave. But I'm crying because I'm like, how I can't even change my flight. Like, I don't even have the money, like the physical money on me right now to even be able to do this. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, I'm like stressed at this point. My anxiety is through the roof. The taxi driver has somebody take me to go get the COVID test. So the COVID test is not even at the airport. Now I get in the taxi. Now I'm like, where the fuck am I going? Because am I going to go like too far away where I'm going to miss my flight? Like, they started boarding people at 11 something. And my flight is like 12 something, 1 o'clock. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like flipping out. He takes me now. He takes me to the back of the airport. But this looks like where El Chapo loads the planes. This is where all the drugs get loaded on to these private jets to go out the country. Like, this looks like I'm about to get chopped up somewhere in the back of the airport. Like, I'm shook. I go. The guy is there. Speaks not a lick of English. So now I have to translate. His accent is so thick that it's not even translating on the phone. He literally has to type. And he's typing, deleting. I'm like, oh my God. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm never going to make it home. I'm not going home. I'm going to miss my flight. Like, I can't. He does everything. He's like, oh, he does the pesos. Luckily, I have the converter. Please get the converter, guys, to where you're able to convert the Colombian pesos into US amount. It will save you so much time and energy. Like, get the app. So I had the app on my phone. He tells me it's 79,000 pesos. I do the math on my phone with the app. Didn't even tell him I had an app at the time, but I do it on my app and it's $43. I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'll pay it. I take out the $100. He's like, I can't take that. I have no change for you. I have no money. I can't take it. Like, you're my first customer. I'm like, I asked the taxi driver. He's like, no, I don't have no money. But I didn't show him the money at the time. He's like, no, I have no change. I have no money. Like, it's like, they're like the first people here. So I'm like, now me thinking, I remember there's a money exchange because what happened when I came into the country. So I'm like, drive me back to the airport. He drives me back to the airport. Mind you, I'm telling you, I'm in the back of the airport where I boarded at. So it's literally like a 2-minute drive back and forth. So he drives me there. Instead of me running to the money exchange, he's trying to have me do some scammy shit with all the rest of the drivers. They're like, oh, we can give you money, blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to explain to them, like, I can't do it with you because I have a big bill and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, we can do it. I finally just take the money out. Like, do you have the change for this? Do you have the American dollars for this so that I can just pay him in pesos and get change in American dollars? He's like, oh, no, I don't. I know you don't. Now I got to go to the money exchange. Now I go to her. She's like, oh, the system is down. You got to wait 5 minutes. I'm like, yo. I'm never going to make it. I'm not going to make it at this point. Like, it's over. They're going to board without me. She does it. She gives me the money. She doesn't give me the money for the taxi driver. Now, I took $10 in pesos for the taxi driver because, like I said, it was 3 pesos going to the mall from the recovery house, which is 10 minutes away. Now where he's taking me is like 2 minutes there, 2 minutes back, 2 minutes there, 2 minutes back. So between back and forth, it might have been like 6 to 8 minutes, 2, 4, 6, let's say 8, like 8 minutes, back and forth, back and forth. So I'm like, give me $10. That's way more than enough than what he should be getting. So she has to do everything all over again. She gives me the money. I rush to him. I get in the car. Jason's calling me. He's like, yo, did you get it? Blah, blah, blah. I tell him everything, how I had to go back and forth. And he's like, oh my God. I'm like, you know what? Now that I got you on the phone because he speaks Spanish, I'm like, ask him how much is the cab going to be or whatever. The cab driver tries to say it's like 100,000 pesos or something like that. Mind you, I pulled the money out in front of the taxi drivers. He tries to say it's like 100,000 pesos. I'm like, how the fuck is the taxi ride more money than the actual COVID test? I do this shit on a converter. He's trying to get $80 out of me. What the fuck? No, the fuck I'm not giving you 80 American dollars. It's not happening. I think he said 250,000 pesos is what he tried to say. 250,000 pesos. And when I say this shit to Jason, he's like, oh, yeah, no. He's like, oh, he's trying to get you. I'm like, he's bugging the fuck out. At this point, he's wilding. I'm not giving him that shit. So I was like, fuck it. Go. Take me. I do the COVID test. It came back negative. I hurry up. I get it. I get to the thing. I give him $10 and I go about my way. Like I gave him $10 of the pesos and then I gave an extra $10. So I gave him $20 when I shouldn't have. I should have just gave him the 10 and went on about my business. But my luggage was in the trunk and I didn't know if he might not try to give me my luggage or not. Giving the money, he was like, okay, I'll go inside. Now, nobody's there. So I'm guessing everybody went to go board the plane. So I go to the lady. I give her my test. I'm trying to like hurry up. She's like, you can't board the plane. What? Now I'm in tears. Like they're just flowing. I'm like, I did everything you told me to do. I got the test. I went back and forth. Like, I'll pay you. Like, put me on this plane, please. I'll give you money. I'll pay you. I want to go home. Like, I have a son and I have a job to go back to. I want to go home. She's like, it's not that. She's like, I can't take your money. It's not that. She's like, we board you have luggage. We board the luggage an hour before people board the plane. Why the fuck wouldn't you tell me that before I left to go get the COVID test? Do you think that I would have not loaded on my luggage before I went to go get the COVID test, knowing that you board the luggage an hour before and it won't happen after? Why wouldn't you tell me this? I'm like, please. She's like, I can't. I'm not doing it. I can't. You can't get it. She's like, they already done took the luggages to the plane, so I can't do it. I'm like, fuck the luggage. Leave the luggage. I don't care. I'm not taking the luggage. Leave it. She's like, what are you going to do with yourself? I said, throw this shit away. I don't give a fuck. Ugg slippers, robes, the avocado I had to sleep in because I had the surgery and I didn't want to lay on my butt once I got home. Like, everything was in the luggage. Like, all my fucking pajamas, everything was in the luggage. My underwears, my socks, everything. I literally grabbed what I can from the luggage. I grabbed all my medication. I grabbed my compression socks. I stuffed it, anything that I can on my carry-on. My carry-on is literally like this big. Like, it's small because it's a carry-on, but it's small. I'm like, fuck it. Like, I don't care. She's like, what are you going to do with your luggage? I was like, throw it out. She's like, go bring it to the people over there. Like, there was like police officers to the side. They're like, she's like, go bring it to them. So I walk it over to them. She has to call the lady to get numbers and everything. And I'm like, what the fuck? Now you got to call the same supervisor that didn't even want me to board the plane? She calls the supervisor and she gives her numbers, blah, blah, blah. Then she had to call her again to get the numbers. Now she's like, run. I'm running with a tummy tuck in surgery that I just had like a week and a half ago. I'm like trying to run like this, like trying to make sure I get to to the plane. Like, I'm running like an old lady, but I'm trying to run as fast as I can. Now I'm like crying even more because the gate that I was supposed to be at, it looks closed, but then I see another gate of people boarding, and it looked like some of the people that I was sitting online with. So I walk over to them, like, I was gonna ask them, did they close the gate? Like, is it over? And they was like, no, this is where you load the plane to get on the plane to go home. I'm like, thank God. I literally was like the last person on the plane, literally. I'm like, thank God I made it, but I literally had to throw all my stuff away. Everything got thrown away. And I'm just like, it's the airport's fault because they should have let me know that. But more so than anything, it's the recovery house's fault. And it's not the whole recovery house. I don't want to give all of them the blame, but the receptionist should have known. They have to know these things. They have to know what's going on in the airport, if the restrictions are changing or anything like that. Because say if somebody had came in at the time I went to go do my surgery, you didn't need at least one vaccine shot. You didn't even have to have that when going into the country. They just changed that to where you have to have at least one vaccine shot to come in. But at the time they didn't. So anybody else that was at the recovery house that had no shots, that wasn't vaccinated at all. And what if they try to do the same thing where they're leaving on a Sunday night for Monday morning boarding, and they get they got the COVID test on Saturday, like how we did? They will go through the same thing. Please, please, please make sure you guys know what's going on at these airports. You know what the restrictions are. You make sure you stay on top of these receptionists at the recovery house, because once you do that, everything else will run so smoothly. Like, everybody is amazing outside of this situation. Like, the service is A1. The food, I'm telling you, breakfast and afternoon lunch is amazing. You may have to order out for dinner, although they don't really suggest that you do, because it could cause swelling. It could cause for your incisions to open up. It could just cause a lot of complications that you don't want. So you shouldn't do it every day. But if you want to treat yourself every other day, cool, do that. Just make sure that you convert your money into pesos, because they don't accept a lot of American dollars. You do have to give them pesos out there. And if you don't give them pesos, then you are able to use a debit card. I'm not sure about if you can use a credit card at the malls, but I know ordering food, you can. It has to be a debit card. Your appointments will be at the recovery house. So make sure, like, you don't bring any money out if you don't have to. They steal phones out there. They will steal your phone right out your hand. I know a lot of people like to have the fanny packs on them, but a cab driver showed my my roommate how they can literally snap off the fanny pack and run with it. Like, that's the easiest thing that they can do. That's the easiest access, is a fanny pack when they're trying to steal your stuff out there. So I would suggest you bring like a book bag where you can have the book bag in front of you, the book bag part in front of you, which is what I did when I was walking around the malls, because I didn't want anybody stealing anything out my book bag, as well as snatching my phone. So I did do that. Make sure you bring something to lock yourself away, because you might have a nice roommate, but then you never know what anybody does. So just make sure you do bring something to cover yourself, although they do have locks in the rooms. If you want to bring sheets because you don't like sheets, bring blankets. They give you a nice blanket. They will wash everything every single day. They do not have you sleeping in messy sheets and things like that. They will make sure that everything is cleaned every single day. You get massages done at the recovery house. The massage ladies come to the recovery house to give you massages. You get drained every single night. There is a nurse there every day to make sure that for your every need. They give you bells in the room for you to ring the bell. If you're not on the first floor with the nurses, they will provide you with the bell, and they're able to tell which room is ringing by which bell. they have connected. Their system is nice the way they have it set up. I would suggest having your own private room because you don't want to share a bathroom with somebody, because someone might not be as clean as you. Someone might just leave things up. Like, if you want to be by yourself and you will be more comfortable. I wish I had my own separate room. I didn't. Luckily, both of my roommates were okay to be in a room with. They weren't messy or nothing like that. So I had good roommates, but it's not necessarily to say that you will have a good roommate, because I know some of the girls that was there didn't even want to shower at points because they were just in so much pain. But I would suggest you getting your own private room. The house is beautiful. They have a waterfall. They do salsa nights, not every week, but maybe every other week. So hopefully in a week, the week that you're there, you will experience salsa night. They have salsa night where everything is fried food, everything. It was so nice. And they play music and they get people out the rooms. I'm hoping I'm not missing anything. I don't want to make this video too long because I'm already an hour and 30 minutes in. But I do want you guys to watch the whole video, so I don't want to say too much to where now it's leading over to 2 hours. But if you have any questions, let me know. If you want me to give you any information, I'm willing to give you any information that you need. Please watch my other 2 videos to get more information, because I do speak about my surgery experience. In my second video, my first video explains all the supplies that you can bring with you when you're going to go get your surgery. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Put your notifications bell on so that you're able to be updated on any new videos that I have coming out. And I'm happy that you guys are tuning in. And if there's anything that you want me to speak about, if there's anything that you want me to do, just let me know. I'll do a video about it. Just make sure you just leave a comment in the comment section. And yeah, if you want to hit me up on Instagram, just hit me up on DopeMyMy, at DopeMyMy, DOPEMYMY. I do answer things on Facebook. My Facebook is Maisha Willis. Yeah, so again, if you have any questions, if you need anything, just let me know. I'm always here to help, and I'm always here to give you the information, because I'm here to give you the tea and let you know what is what. And thank you for tuning in. See you guys next time.
You know my level up, nothing about me regular. Girl, I can get it on my own, I'm forever up. But I'd rather have you hold me down like a Reddit does. Are you the type to stick around for whatever comes? I'm not no nigga you just found, I'm a one-on-one. Yes, it might be something.